something that you put near your ears.
And we might go through some more of these shout-outs. There's a shout-out from the St Margaret's rowing president, and that's Erica Stewart, and she says, could I please have a shout-out or two for my own daughter and son who coach the Year 10 third quad, and a shout-out from Erica to the entire shed. And she says, you overcome insurmountable obstacles to get here. Congratulations, and we're all so proud of you. And a special shout out to the St Maggie's First Four. India Stewart, your family is so proud of you. Lots of love from Mum. And best of luck to the Year 10 third quad and your coaches Baxter and Annabelle. Okay. So who do we have in Division 5, which is the race that's just lining up?
So in lane 4, we have Somerville, Clementine Law, Ashley Yang, Emily Sharp, Frankie Schwenson, coxed by Francis Connors. Coach is the absolutely fabulous Jeffrey Searle, who has been at the Somerville shed forever. Lane 5, All Hallows, Lucinda Jewell, Hayley Frost, Isabel Donnan, Emma Reardon, coxed by Jasmine Hughes. Stuart Home has Aria D. Alterio, Ruby Pascoe, May Mackenzie Forbes, Indigo Hill, coxed by Maggie Harrison, and they're in lane 6. St Hilda's is in lane 7 with Scarlett Richards, Sophie Murphy, Tara Strangeman, Willow Salam, and their cox is Jennifer Scholes, Ella Wishart, Natasha Babnik, Clara Yang, Emily Nicholson, Elkie Renshaw is their cox, and they're the crew from Brisbane Girls Grammar School. They're in lane 8. St Margaret's is in lane 9, Bronte Taverner, Talia Boos, Audrey Warren Bem, Isabel Walker, and their cox is Amelia Lynch. And Brisbane State High is in lane 10, Anouk Colley, Serene Yang, Scarlett Levi, Scarlett Barbosa Miranda, and their cox is Fei Fei Song, and their coach is Jamila Ogilvie. And so St Hilda's, Brisbane Girls Grammar, and Stuart Home are sort of our picks for this race. So let's see what unfolds.
So at the moment, the race lead seems to be held by the crew from St Hilda's in the middle of the field, but they've only got around about a canvas or a third of a length advantage over the crews that are pushing them. That's Stuart Home on the far side, and Brisbane Girls Grammar School slightly nearer us, and then behind them ever so slightly is St Margaret's. So this is a very, very tight race, over 1,000 metres. The girls have gone through the first 400 metres, and there's not a lot to separate them. The 500 metre mark is rapidly approaching. The lead is still a lead in favour of St Hilda's, but they have only about a canvas advantage over the crew from Brisbane Girls Grammar School. Now this is where, you know, you really need to keep your head. There's always a temptation to try to just push a little bit harder, go a little bit faster. That doesn't always work, and you've just really got to understand that keep it together, work it long, and do your best together as a crew to get this boat home. Now look at this race, it's really close, it's been close all the way. We've got 350 metres to go, and it's almost impossible to separate the crew in front, which is St Hilda's, from the crew behind them, which is Brisbane Girls Grammar School. So St Hilda's currently striking 34, hold an advantage over the Brisbane Girls Grammar School crew, who are striking 33. It's very, very close between these two crews, and St Margaret's are also steaming up on the inside as well. So what can the girls from St Hilda's do to maintain their lead? They've really stretched out. They're really trying to get that little bit of extra length on the back end of the stroke. I think at this point that maybe St Margaret's might just displace Brisbane Girls Grammar School in second place. Now, Brisbane Girls Grammar School is trying their hardest. They're working very hard, but I think that they might just get caught. And look at the Somerville crew on the far side as well. Frances Connors, their Cox over there, has got them really going well. Nobody's noticed them, but she's got that crew flying on the far side. Now the pressure is on. There's this huge challenge. A great race has been coxed by the Somerville Cox. Now what can St Hilda's do? Look at Somerville on the far side. Big strokes coming there. Now St Hilda's trying to hold on to the finish. Somerville on the far side. Now can Somerville find another gear? If they can find another gear, they'll get their bow in front. At the moment, those St Hilda's have really worked hard on the finish. Look at the length of stroke. St Hilda's is going away. St Hilda's will cross the line with 3/4 of a length lead. Then the next crew over the line will be Somerville, Stewart Home. Then the girls from St Margaret's.
Well, that's an interesting result. So Margie's won last week. Somerville wasn't really in the mix, and so we're throwing the whole lot at the wall. So the only consistent thing is actually St Hilda's. So St Hilda's takes it out again.
Yes.
Fantastic result for them, and that was a really good run.
And the Brisbane State High School crew's gone over, and the All Hallows crew is just going over the line now to round out the field. Now that was really exciting racing. Nobody saw that crew at Somerville on the far side. That was a really great bit of work by their stroke and their Cox to work against the seeding to steal second place.
Oh, so exciting. So exciting. We're still in year 8. Still in year 8, and we're already seeing this quality of fabulous racing all down to the line today. All down, everything out there. Leave nothing behind.
All these girls know that this is the end of the season, and there's nothing to row for after this week.
Except for the girls who are going on to community rowing. So we know that there are lots of girls who are already putting their hands up to go and row at commercial, to row at places like GPS. There's a sort of spattering of connection to family with obviously family members rowing at other clubs as well. So it should be an exciting summer.
Well, yes, that's the difference between boys rowing and girls rowing, because the girls race the BSRA season in the winter. They all go off and row with their clubs often in the summer. Boys tend to go and play rugby in the off season, and so and I'm not trying to get into the feminist argument, but I will say that sometimes the technical standard of girls' crews in the BSRA is better than boys' crews in the GPS, because the girls are rowing throughout the whole of the year and the boys are often only rowing for 6 months of the year.
Indeed.
Because they have other...
I think some of the coaches sometimes like for the girls to have a bit of a rest, but I think that, you really do have to balance that with the opportunity that comes from going and doing, whether it's a social or a competitive program. Certainly, either way, there is experience to be gained. Just simply being on the water is an experience that is, worthwhile. So we're up now to the Year 8 Division 4. And I will take the opportunity to actually run through fairly quickly. So lane 3, we have Lord's Hill,